almost heaven. West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River.
I like how it has like first-person combat, just like that. Because I like to play MMOs in the first-person perspective because I find it more immersive that way. So.
All right, looks like I got the setting back. I had to turn on audio input capture as well as output capture, so it's getting all of us now.
Okay, cool.
But anyway, since we lost a few minutes of footage here, I'm just going to recap what I said a second ago. Rage 2 looks like Mad Max on LSD. And
MTGV.
Elder Scrolls Legends, I do not care. I honestly don't like those kind of card games. I'll stick with Yu-Gi-Oh! Thank you very much.
Might as well go play Hearthstone.
I'm not touching anything with Blizzard.
And I'll go back to MTG Arena.
What's wrong with Blizzard?
I just don't like the company. They made Diablo 3 always online. They talked down to one of their previous developers who went on to make Torchlight 1 and 2.
And don't forget how they're handling gamers playing Overwatch.
Yeah, there's that too.
Yeah.
I just don't trust them with anything they do anymore, so...
I like how everyone was like flipping their crap, like, wow, they're making StarCraft 1 free after 20 years?
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Valve kind of beat them to the punch on that one. They made Half-Life 2 free lately, so...
Yeah. But people were complaining like they wanted refunds, and I'm like, you're that entitled? Okay.
Valve has been doing some little shitty stuff lately too, and I have answers to why.
I'm interested. Any idea? What's the reason?
Yeah, because a bunch of Californians are moving up here, and they're bringing their politics up here too.
Well, that figures.
Yeah,
All this can be explained in 3 words.
We're not done there.
Age of Decadence, basically. We picked. So California is now in Age of Decadence.
Well, Washington State's in a tech boom, so we're getting a bunch of people that are coming up here from California, and they're bringing their politics up here too. So, and into the companies as well, because Valve, it's in Bellevue, and Bellevue used to be like 50-50 Republican, 50% Democrat, and I like to think that they like the evenness of it kept both sides, the extremes of both sides in check. Well, not anymore. We have California to thank for that.
Yeah.
Oh, you have California refugees.
Yep.
They're coming down here to Texas too, so...
Your culture.
I'm just stuck next to Disneyland.
It's also the stories that you create together when you play this great virtual world.
What's coming up?
So,
Marsh, Black Marsh thing.
That's Somerset Isle. That's where they're going. They're also touching on Black Marsh, which the Argonians are my favorite race when it comes to the Elder Scrolls. They always have been. But I can't believe they're wasting the race like this. They've got such a nice history. Like, why would you waste it?
They're interesting too.
Nah, Imperial Master Race over here.
What's super interesting?
Although I do remember Razor Fist talking about Elsewhere being another possibility for the Elder Scrolls 6, which the home of the Khajiit is possible. I mean, it's a desert area; it's not a forest.
It's not. It's going to be Hammerfell.
Which is pretty pitiful. Redguard.
Well, the politics too, because it's going to be mostly Red Guards, and the game journalists are going to come themselves over the diversity and inclusion of it.
Yeah, there is that.
Why not? I've always wanted an Elder Scrolls taking place in
well, if word is to be believed, they are going to announce another Elder Scrolls single-player game at this E3 announcement, but I honestly don't buy it. Because the thing is, if they're going to do that, then if they announce Elder Scrolls 6, that means they're using the creation engine. And that thing has been proven to not work, either for Elder Scrolls or for Fallout. They're going to have to upgrade that thing. And that's going to take upwards of 5 years if they haven't started on it yet.
I'm hoping that Fallout 76 introduces back some stuff like New Vegas did.
We'll see.
Really,
Because remember, it's a spin-off studio that's making this thing, and they are unproven. So if they're getting directed from the top, they're going to keep the same streamlined stuff we had already, and it's just going to get worse and worse.
I'm
So,
expecting the
what
worst.
studio is it? Have they worked on anything before?
As far as I know, no, it's just a sister studio. So the at least the initial one, the guys who made Skyrim Special Edition, they had a little experience behind their belts. These guys, as far as I know, they're untested.
Wait.
What's the name of the studio? I'll look up the lead designer.
Yeah,
I think it might be. I think it's Bethesda Austin, if I'm not mistaken.
Austin. Oh, that's a good choice. You know, it's a good place, I think. No,
And if they're going to bring it here to Texas, at least bring it down here to Houston. Austin is a waste of space.
Isn't Austin mini California?
Yeah, it is. That's why their logo is Keep Austin Weird.
That's Portland's logo too.
Yeah.
It's me, Austin.
Oh, looks like they got something Doom coming up.
Austin.
Maybe.
I know that King of the Hill made fun of Austin.
All Austin Studios have done is help it with doing multiplayer content for Doom.
Really?
Big deal.
Yeah, that's all.
Well, the
They might all
multiplayer
release multiplayer.
the multiplayer for Doom was terrible because they modeled it too much after modern military shooters, and that's not what Doom is.
Yeah.
But
Yes,
yeah, looks
that's-
like there's our Doom sequel. It's pretty much a given at this point. Yep, I thought so. Doom 2.
That's not this year. I'm expecting the worst. Absolutely. There's nothing good to expect.
So Doug Mellencamp.
Eternal?
It's
And they didn't show much of anything.
Excited.
But again, I'll reiterate what I said before. I do not like this game. I did not like the first one, and I don't think I'm going to like this one.
What game are we talking about?
Doom, the 2016 one.
Thanks so much.
Oh,
I'm Marty
yeah.
Stratton,
I
executive
haven't even
producer
played it. I'm
of
not gonna
Doom
bother
Eternal.
with that.
It was alright. I played a bit of it.
I'm
I
not
actually
gonna-
really enjoyed.
Doom
I really
Eternal.
enjoyed it.
I'm not giving Doom. I'm not giving Bethesda my money.
In 2016,
Okay, so
our readers
I've
of
found
Doom
the
have been
Doug
blown away
Mellencamp. He's a
by
studio
your
director
support
for
and
Austin.
excitement for
He's
the game.
worked on
Thank
like all the Star Wars
It's a
Galaxies
combination of your
games.
passion
Wait,
Um,
and your team's love of making Doom
Star Wars
that has
Galaxies?
motivated us
I
Yeah,
think that
he
was
worked
the
on 4 of them.
So we're back.
wasn't the
to
MMO
announce
that came out
Doom
before
Eternal.
Your Republic.
Yeah, I think that was. He worked on like 4 things on it. He worked on Star Wars: The Old
Awesome,
Republic
awesome new
and
sequel.
Doom.
That's good.
For the past 2
That's
years,
good.
it's
I
been
love
so
Cold War.
inspiring to hear you guys
He
talk.
was
Well,
also
I
an
did
engineer for Ultimate Online.
And I gotta
Well, I
tell
did
you, we're right
tell
there.
you guys at least once before why I don't like
You want the
Doom
Doomslayer to
2016,
feel
right?
even more powerful?
I haven't.
I'd like to hear it.
I don't think you even have to
Well, we
tell
got
us.
Why's that?
You want even more badass
I mean,
demons?
Just look
Well,
at
there
it.
are twice
Come on.
as many in this game.
Well, it's not that I'm not looking at
You
it.
wanna see
It's
Hell on Earth?
let's look at it this way. If you guys have heard of the mods Brutal Doom and Project Brutality, Brutal Doom was out in
Yep.
2010. Project Brutality was out in
Oh
2013.
no.
And several id Software employees at the time when they were struggling to find a way to direct Doom 4, they noticed the mod getting popular, both mods, and several employees commented on it. And yet 3 years later, this is what we get. A game that plays very similarly to the mod that Sergeant Mark and Painkiller made. That is really suspicious to me.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing too.
Thanks,
If you
everyone.
play
Thank
Brutal
you.
Doom, I personally cannot understand because it imbalances the game so much. It makes certain maps almost unplayable. It drops the frame rate like crazy.
That's why there's
Yeah.
a map pack for it.
It's not that bad, honestly. Because
I mean,
How's everybody feeling
yeah,
tonight? Pretty
I
hype?
guess. I mean, it's good for what it is, but
Just like
it
a
really
little
just
hype or like
breaks the
crazy
game.
hype right now,
it
right?
kind of does,
Oh,
but
Let's go.
at the same time, when you make guns more powerful and enemies react faster, it's not really going to be geared around. It's not going to be geared around the original maps. That's why Sergeant Mark made the starter kit, with all those different maps that work with the with the mod.
Did someone say Quake?
Yep,
Yeah.
Quake Champions, and there it is.
Forget it. Forget it.
One of my friends is messaging me saying it's going to be better.
Period.
That what's doing better.
No, it's gonna have Battle Royale or something like that.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Everything's got fucking Battle Royale. Did you see the EA conference where they announced Battlefield 5 have, and they got booed?
Oh, I know. And good. I'm glad. As a person who loves history, I am so tired of them trying to make history more progressive because it wasn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
but it's their take on history, so everything's okay.
I mean, here's the thing.
It's not like it'll influence anyone.
How can be something progressive when it was in the past?
Wait, what? Battle Royale was progressive?
Look, I'm sorry, but if you look back on history, history was very patriarchal, misogynistic, violent, rapey, and brutal.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but it is.
But there's a picture of a female sniper in Russia. That means that disabled women were leading commando squads with that's for England.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about communist Russia is that they would use women mostly as just meat to throw at the blender, essentially. You know, just throw bodies at the ground. You know.
Yep.
So the Germans can fight no more. That was mainly the role the women that would get from the houses into the armies.
And Quake Champions is another game I'm not going to get my hands on. I've just stopped using Steam almost entirely, so this just wouldn't be worth my time.
By the way, did you guys see that BioWare's last game, Anthem?
Yeah, I saw that.
Not gonna have romances.
Thank goodness.
Oh my god!
Wow,
And
what a
all the
loss.
Tumblr on all the usual suspects, the lonely Tumblr rights were pissed.
Good.
What a
Let them.
loss.
It's about time
I know.
It's about time they distance themselves from the company anyway.
That tells me that a lot of these people see BioWare games as overglorified dating sims.
Yep. But then again, I remember the Rexion article related to that, and the title specifically, I love them for this, was if you like BioWare's romance subplots, you need to get laid.
Exactly.
I agree 100%.
They're a cheap way to get you to care about characters.
Yeah.
I'll say something. Anthem looks so generic.
Yeah, it does. I'll give them points for the movement, but that's it. Everything else just looks blah. Now, if I had to make a choice for Quake Champions, that's the only champion I would care for is Sorlag.
Oh,
I enjoyed him when I was playing Quake 3, and I've always enjoyed him since.
Bitterman is my absolute favorite protagonist from the Quake series. He's got to be in Quake Champions. Bitter.
Just one last thing about BioWare. You have to remember that the original team's just gone.
Yeah, well, the doctors who actually founded the company left in 2012, so the heart of the company is gone, and their lead writer, he left, I think, after the second Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Oh, I can tell.
Mass Effect more like Mass Defect.
Yep.
Mass
More like
Effect,
Massey, more like
SJW
Massey,
edition.
more like Massey Wreck Tumblr edition.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yep.
pretty much. Well,
Can we
play
have
free
a
now.
Quake game
So
that is
it's-
not online, please?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
A new Quake game that's themed around Quake 1. That's what I want. I don't want this Quake Champions stuff anymore.
I want something around Quake 2. I really love the Strugg and the Planet Struggers.
Yeah,
Well,
Strahd
the second and fourth Quake were all right, but honestly, I liked the Lovecraftian style of the first Quake.
Oh, yeah.
Even though it almost
Very
split
unique.
its software apart, I loved it. Oh, pray again. Hey,
Here's the
hey.
thing, though. Is
like-
that,
hang on, you first, Ranger.
oh, here's the thing. Overwatch is making a shit ton of money, so of course everyone's gonna rip it off.
Yep.
I've played Quake Champions because the thing is, I'm
Ooh,
pretty much invited to every Bethesda product that they're beta testing.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I've played it. Got my butt kicked, but I'll have to say, abilities kind of take a back seat. Abilities really don't make that much of a difference. Hardly anyone uses them.
And my dad works at Nintendo.
That's the worst thing when you've got game mechanics that there's no reason to use. That's why a lot of classic games are classics.
I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, if they're gonna make a quick one, remake or reboot or whatever, the protagonist has to be voiced by the Trent Reznor, like in the original game. Come on.
Honestly, this Prey. Here's a. I'm just gonna channel what I actually think about the first game. It's like, hey gang, let's remake System Shock 2 again, except this time let's modernize it in some of the worst possible ways. And now we're gonna modernize it even more. It's like, hey, jump scares, ooh, button presses, ooh, action. Are you excited? Ooh, mind trips. It's like, are you excited yet? Please pre-order this game, please.
They try to rip off Dead Space.
Well, Dead Space was better than Prey, honestly. That's what I liked about it, is that it was creepy, but at the same time it was still an okay action game.
I will say this, the thing with jump scares is that I don't understand the appeal of them. Personally, I don't have a very strong heart, so sometimes when I get jump scared, it's like my heart just like skips a beat.
Well, jump scares are the horror equivalent of a fart joke. That's what they are.
Yeah, here's the thing, the original Dead Space, it didn't really rely on a lot of jump scares. It was really like claustrophobic.
Yeah, and you could even see some of the enemies coming if you were observant. That's what I liked about it.
Yeah.
You know,
the thing about jump scares is they're not scary. They just startle you.
Yeah, exactly. Like you could be a guy dressed in a bunny suit and you could still scare somebody with a jump scare. And it's like...
Yeah, jump scares are easy. That's why they're considered. Equivalent of fart jokes.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, Silent Hill 2. Doesn't really need jump scares. You just walk around and you're fucking scared.
It only has one. The whole game. There's only one jump scare, and it's like a sound in the distance. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, Resident Evil even had
7.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 7 was awful.
Because they had like the whole feel of terror and everything with the game design, but the jump scares were just enough to like tip you over the edge. In Biohazard, they've done it quite well.
Okay, I just remember something. Okay, so I've not played the Doom reboot, right? But there was this moment in the trailer or watching the gameplay video in which the Doom guy, he holds up like this Doom guy doll or something like that.
Yeah.
Right? And he does like a fist bump with it. I was like, oh my god, this is so fucking cringy. This is so like
yeah,
like
he'll do that in game if you find certain Doom guy collectibles.
It's just so fucking cringy, so fucking what's the word I'm looking for?
Just like in Prey, the mimic.
Come on, I just want to see how fucking awful Fallout 76 is gonna be.
Oh, actually, speaking of that, I get the feeling that Bethesda's going to get wise on this one, because you guys remember what happened when the Fallout 4 trailer started coming out? People were picking that apart and saying, why is the dialogue so hampered? Why does the game look like this? I get the feeling they're going to just do the same teaser trailer that they did at the Microsoft conference yesterday, and not really show us a lot of anything until maybe within the last few months before release. Although, according to some of the leaks that I remember reading, the game is about 3 or 4 months out. So, we'll see.
I was gonna say, Dami, who's here in the chat but he's not talking, he mentioned something that he was listening to the sort of like YouTube Fallout radio thing. And apparently they had Mr. Vegas commenting about the New Vegas dam being destroyed. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm sure Demi can tell us something about it, but apparently Bethesda's trying to fuck up with New Vegas lore or something.
Oh yeah, I mean,
oh hell no.
Oh no, not more Wolfenstein.
Oh no!
No, not this.
I've got Wolf 2, but I haven't played it.
Not SJW Stein.
Please not this. Please not this.
They,
fine, but yeah, 2 is.
Didn't they go like full anti-fascist and go pro-communist or something?
Poor pro-Antifa. I mean, Antifa was playing the game as a mass protest against Trump.
Yeah.
That tells you everything you need to know right there.
Are the devs Swedish?
Yeah,
Yes.
the devs. That
yeah,
that explains a lot of it
Swedish
right
devs are
there.
the worst.
Oh God, yeah.
The only good Swedish devs are Overkill.
Thank you for embracing our game. We were honored to win Best Action Game at the Game Awards.
Oh, what's funny is that that game ended up being like it didn't even make a lot of money. I mean, it got blown out of the water by Assassin's Creed and Mario.
Yeah.
Flop.
Well,
Eventually.
Wolfenstein: The New Colossus, it deserved to lose to all those games. It even lost to Kingdom Come: Deliverance, the very first game from an indie studio. That's impressive.
Kingdom Come Deliverance.
But
was
Kingdom
like
Come
the
Deliverance,
only
let me say this:
podcast
Kingdom
I've
Come
watched
Deliverance
for
is absolutely awesome. You guys should get that game if you can run it.
I know, I will like
I'll stick to Mountain Blade.
Mountain Blade's alright.
It's just such a good game.
But Kingdom Come Deliverance, I like it for the story it has, and I like it for the way it approaches the world.
And because this game features BJ's twin
I was
daughter.
gonna say
Oh
something,
my
yeah.
God, BJ has twin daughters.
A co-op experience.
Twin? Really?
Or
No
twin
guys?
daughters.
No
Of
sons?
course.
For a
BJ
guy like
No
that?
sons.
While you can play it solo.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
We need badass women.
Oh,
Yep.
and,
Badass women, please.
and something that was kind of weird.
Actually, wait a minute. That's not even
Honestly,
canonically
I'd
correct.
be fine with it.
You got- well,
if-
hang on a
if
second,
they
hang on a second,
don't
guys.
just do a big
How many
thing.
of you guys remember Commander Keen?
I do remember Commander.
I remember that.
Commander Keen is BJ Blazkowicz's son. There's no way he can have just two daughters and no son.
No, wait. No. Here's the timeline. Here's the
Retcons.
family tree. First is split BJ, then it's some kid he had, then it's Commander Keen, then generations down the line it's the Doom guy. That's sort of the family tree.
Yeah, because it was BJ first, and he ended up I believe he did have a son. That was Commander Keen.
Yeah. No. No. There was like the father of Commander Keen, who became like a radio sensation personality, and then he changed his last name from Blazkowicz to Blaze. And then he had Billy Blaze.
Oh, jeez. Not this.
What?
We need strong, independent women who don't need no man and who can take down the fash.
And look at how much time has passed, all the way from the 1960s to the 1980s.
Fuck that
I mean,
shit, man.
1980s.
Yeah. They jumped
on the synthwave bullshit.
Yep.
How are the Nazis still around in the 80s?
Yeah, it's like, alright, BJ failed that hard? Okay.
Yeah, they are really emasculating his character.
Oh, they are.
I mean, this
Because
guy,
we need more women. Because they want to Star Wars it. We need more women. We need more badass women who have managed traits and who are masculine and also emasculate the men. Because that's what I want.
Also,
The thing is,
As a female gamer.
BJ suffered from toxic masculinity, so you've got to basically change him out for a girl, and it's no longer toxic masculinity.
yeah,
'Cause
that's
that's what I
another
want.
aspect I completely
Also,
forgot about.
they
The,
made
the
BJ
toxic
Jewish.
masculinity that a lot of these companies like to talk about. That means emasculating BJ and pumping up everything that he births.
yeah. Also, they made BJ half Jewish for no reason.
Yeah, well, actually, as far as I know, he was always the son of a Polish Jew. At least I think, anyway.
No, I think
Yeah.
I don't think that's ever mentioned, probably, but I don't remember that. I just
I'll
know
have
that
to
he
double
did it.
check, but I heard that
thing
one
is-
from I heard that one from a YouTuber, so it could probably be wrong. We'll see though.
Yeah.
Was it always like Jewish magic that the Nazis stole to make them win?
Yes.
Sort of.
Yeah.
I think it was more Nazi technology infused with ancient magic, not necessarily Jewish magic. Jewish magic.
Yeah, because in the Wolfenstein, the first new one, there's a whole big part about how they just stole Jewish magic and technology.
It wasn't magic. It was technology. Jewish technology.
Well,
that
it's
they hid
pretty
away.
much magic.
Magic
Yeah,
from
pretty
outer
much.
space. Magic juice from outer space. Of course.
May as well be.
Yeah.
It's a Jewish
And here we go.
Final Fantasy.
I, as a female gamer, I love when female characters are like Rey from Star Wars, and that they're all masculine and are Mary Sue's. That's just great. I really sympathize with that. Yeah, I absolutely sympathize with that. Oh wait, I don't.
And I love when they ain't got no tits or no ass and they look like fucking flat boards.
Oh, there's our boy!
I find it hilarious how they treat him like a rock star. This guy is no rock star.
I'm gonna just skip ahead. You know what? I'm just gonna go watch the other stuff later.
And the millions of you watching online, we can't thank you enough.
I kind of hate Todd for good reason. I don't really understand why they appeal.
Stupid. He didn't like the evil options in Fallout 3. He wanted them gone.
I will say Todd Howard memes are the most hilarious memes in the whole world.
Yeah, they are.
God, he sounds like a hobbit.
I mean, he's a manlet. What do you expect? Be sure that
No, Jack, you're not getting my burger.
I saw something which said that never see him next to anyone else. It's because he's so short.
He's a hobbit.
I mean,
Yeah.
Like psych.
Although, here's the thing about Todd Howard. Did you guys happen to see any part of the no-clip documentary that came out with, what was it? What was that guy's name? Danny O'Dwyer?
No, but I don't know which one you're talking about.
Well, essentially, it focuses almost completely on Bethesda from the time Todd Howard entered the company to now. It completely ignores folks like Ken Ralston and Julian LaFay and all these other events that really made Bethesda as they were as a company in the early days.
I mean, the thing about Todd is that he even lies outside of his job. He claims to be like 6 feet tall, but really he's like 5'7", 5'8" at best. He's just as tall as me, essentially.
And E3 has become such an incredible week of entertainment. But we know
It's also become the week of entertainment associated with the most lies ever told in gaming, Toddy boy. Of course, you and Pete would know quite a lot about that, wouldn't you?
Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies.
Well, I mean, technically you can climb that mountain.
Yeah,
I saw something somewhere which said that you play Fallout 76 and you go to the water, you sit down, and it's just another version of Skyrim.
Well, I think we have the best one yet.
What if Todd has that?
Yeah.
Toddy boy, you did it again.
You get locked in Vault 76. You get put in front of a terminal, and slowly the screen turns on, and there is Skyrim.
You play Skyrim in the Vault 76, and that's it.
You're level 57.
What if Todd has that Jewish magic they were talking about?
Oh, hey, look, it's that diverse family.
I didn't catch that. I didn't quite catch that.
Skyrim through Amazon. Alexa. You've got to be kidding me.
Toddy boy, you did it again.
What? What's going on?
We was joking about Skyrim being at this E3. No, it's actually come back. What the fuck?
Oh my god.
It's like the black man's violence, so he trashes the house. Bethesda's just really woke.
This is like the average person of someone who's bought a Skyrim like 6 times.
You have got to be freaking kidding me. This is a text adventure. This is a freaking text adventure.
This is Zork.
This would actually be pretty cool.
It might be, but
it's Skyrim though, which isn't interesting. I've already played it.
Introducing Skyrim.
I've played it as well. I've got it twice.
Okay, never mind. It's a joke.
Yeah.
Wow, is it like? Bad to say, but it seems even
Looks like
even
Todd-
Bethesda.
Yeah, it looks like Todd's become self-aware.
Maybe. We'll see.
It seems like even they're self-aware of how ridiculous.
You can already play Skyrim on your smart refrigerator.
Had to do it.
You literally can.
Okay, really. We both know.
Oh, so
no doubt someone's actually gonna do that. Someone's actually gonna do that now.
So it was just a
They're
reminder
also,
that
they're also
Skyrim's
going to
exists,
make an
guys.
Etch-a-Sketch.
Guys, Skyrim's been out for 6 years now. Please buy it again.
It's like more than half a decade. But
Yeah, he's made that claim once already.
Actually, Skyrim with guns.
So I'm intrigued by Fallout 76. On the one hand, it could go very well. On the other hand, it could go terrible.
Well,
Here we go.
here we go. Let's see what happens now.
Oh god, I don't want to look.
Why?
And there come the nuclear missiles.
West Virginia. Oh, I think they've made the power armor a bit smaller and tighter. I like that.
Okay, here we go.
The Fallout 4 power armor looked really big and like lots of holes everywhere.
I am Iron Man. There's that Ironmonger from the first Iron Man film.
Yep.
At least they have the US wearing T-51B. They don't have them wearing T-60.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like that armor, to be fair. Apparently they had like Van Buren designs in this as well.
We'll see how well that works out. I honestly don't trust him for that.
This sprawling underground shelter.
No, West Virginia?
Yeah,
this is just a trailer we saw yesterday.
Wait, it's a trailer?
So that if the bombs
There might
do
be show
come,
gameplay after this.
our way of life.
Yeah, they will.
Is that-
They'll do things for H2.
Is that Ron Perlman?
Yes.
Yeah, wait, what's...
Oh, so they listen to people.
And I really hate this version of Country Roads. John Denver did this so much better.
Oh my god, look at that full armor.
I like this version, but there's so many good versions.
Wait a minute, this close. Aren't they already?
It looks like a Fallout 4 DLC. Oh, that's sad.
There's no way this could be a DLC. It's too
No,
big
I mean,
for
it looks like a Fallout 4 DLC.
Yeah, exactly. It seems to use a lot of assets.
Oh, they got a pea shooter, what the fuck?
Yeah, apparently that's from Van Buren, I think.
Yep, that uses.
That's from that ship's from Van Buren as well, I think.
Oh, that poor guy in the power armor.
All these people just, just leaving that time.
Oh, he's stealing it.
Hey, he's stealing that guy's pizza.
That's it?
What?
Is that it? Fuck me. They didn't tell me shit.
In Vault 76, our future.
It's gonna have like some sort of...
It's gonna have some super like detailed settlement building or something.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing about from all the leaks that have been coming out. That the settlement building is going to be an even bigger focus than it was in Fallout 4.
Yeah, because that's what we
I mean,
wanted.
if it's like hands-off settlement building.
Well, here's the worst part. That not only are they focusing on that, but well, I'm gonna have to gather my thoughts on this because I think watching that trailer just gave me a brain drain.
Oh wait, what's this?
Reclamation Day, the day the vault opens.
I really hate the tongue-in-cheek 50s sort of like architecture and design. It's just too on the nose. Look how 50s this is. Oh my god.
Oh hey, it's the not handheld Pip-Boy.
It was never
Looks like they've done
handheld.
some updated lighting.
But it was never handheld though.
Oh, here we go.
But the manual of the original game, it said that it was like wrist mounted. So it's always been wrist mounted.
Today is Reclamation Day.
That's unnecessary, just have it in a box.
I feared you'd never wake up.
Yeah, this feels pre-programmed. It's way too clean.
Yeah, I looked back in the Fallout 4 trailer and like they added a whole lot more decals and stuff to that.
How's the
Yeah.
not clipping into everything?
They usually have like real, like they do it in game and everything, but they have it on really powerful computers, like settings boosted, all that stuff.
I mean, how's the player not clipping into everything? Come on.
More importantly, you'll always be my family.
And that's the... All these fucking toes sitting down, watching this shit makes me sick.
Yeah, this is that was staged. That's not real footage.
Yeah. I want to see the weapons though. If it's gonna be
So
the
it's
same
a
weapon-
diverse vault.
And this time,
Yeah,
all new
control
rendering, lighting,
It's a
and
control vault, yeah.
landscape technology.
Uh-oh.
It allows
But
And
isn't
a Ray.
the US in
Just-
the universe like really xenophobic?
distant weather
Maybe.
systems.
Ray, to answer your
Like it's stuck
I'm just
in the-
answering a question
that
to.
era.
Just going to answer a question
Now,
for
most
Ray
people
on
don't
why is there no
know
one else
West
but robots in the
Virginia that
vault?
well.
It's because you're
It is
supposed to
an
be playing as a
incredible array
wastelander, someone
of
who's
natural
outside the vault
wonders,
when it
towns,
opens.
and
That's
governments.
so you're actually able
This
to
is
go
where the
inside
actual
and see it.
nuclear secrets are. And the
Oh,
quest
right.
the overseer
Where's the
sends
control
you
vaults
on
of this
will
random
take you through
both
6
clears and
distinct
clears.
regions, each with their own style, risks, and rewards.
Oh, I thought it was Top of Sydney there for a second.
There's plenty of cool new Fallout creatures, and we
Virginia
even
with the
use
British
the
flag.
folklore of West Virginia.
Y'all are watching
to
the
bring our Fallout
E3
version.
shit, right?
Yeah. that's
Yeah.
Is there any link to it? Because I can't find
Hey,
anything.
hey guys, I've got to share
Just-
something with you.
Just Google Bethesda stream or whatever first result.
Oh, okay.
You can find
I
it.
thought y'all were watching that. Cool.
Look at that nose.
Thank you.
Look at that
We
nose
have
on top.
always wanted
It really
to
has
tell
those
that story
magic G
of
powers.
what it will be like for you.
What
and
does
the
that
other
remind you of
characters
in Fallout
who were
76?
first to leave the vaults.
Yeah, Ray got
But
it.
there is
Look at
one
all those
big
fucking
difference
tools. God, I
with
hate
this
them.
game.
I hope that's not just a
Each of those
tease.
characters is a real person.
Sorry boys, I'm freaking dykes.
Yikes.
Because yes,
Look at
Fallout
that fat ass.
76
Razorfist just made a pretty awesome comment on Twitter. He's like, a guy making a AAA game about a nuclear holocaust, he can't pronounce the word nuclear. God help us all.
no, there's a lot. You have like a
Wait,
1,000 questions
what they just
right
announced?
So I'm gonna go through them in order.
Entirely online?
Now I'll hit a couple
Entirely
of
online.
ones.
Yep,
First,
multiplayer.
of course,
Vault
you
is
can play
confirmed
this
as
solo.
multiplayer.
All right.
Oh my god.
Oh,
You'll
fuck
be
yeah.
Entirely online.
You'll be who you
Oh,
are.
Entirely
dude.
online. No.
Yeah!
Wait,
Experiencing a story and leveling up.
What about online? I didn't hear that.
Love those
Can
things
we?
about our games too.
I didn't
It
hear
would
that
not
about online.
have
What?
it any other way. But
So
also, like
was
many
it
of
It's gonna be
you,
online.
we have always
was
Dude,
it?
just watch it be a Rust
our
clone.
style of game.
It is a
to
The
Rust
be
thing
clone.
is, for a game to take like dozens of hours minimum to complete, like who's gonna play a multiplayer game that long?
together. So about 4 years
Okay, so
ago,
it's
They're probably gonna
we
like.
hit upon an
Oh, it's
idea
multiplayer?
that is perfect for Fallout. Open world.
We saw the Elder Scrolls
survival.
Online.
Oh my
Every person
god!
is real.
What? What's wrong?
And it was an idea
Multiplayer.
that we
Fucking
just couldn't
multiplayer.
shake.
Always
We
Online
knew we
all the
had to
time.
do it
No
and
what?
do it
Oh,
And
really
if this is what's going on with
Now,
this,
I
can
know
you
you may have
imagine what's going to
played
happen when they say
survival modes
that
in
mods
some of
cannot
our
be
previous
uploaded through the
games or
Nexus
some
or
other
anything
online
else?
games,
Oh
and
my
we,
god.
people
So it's
wonder
That's
if
another
it's
part of the
a
leaks that I was
hardcore
running across the
survival.
last few days, that
I like to
mods
think
are
of it
not going to be
maybe
able to be used unless you have a
more
Bethesda.net
softcore
account.
Survival.
Oh my god. That's what they wanted. That's what they wanted to
Maybe
do
that
from the
should be a
beginning.
new
It's actually a multiplayer survival game.
You know what? It's,
So,
that's
like,
good. That means
how are they
nobody's
going
gonna
to-
play it.
Never
Nobody's
means
gonna
How are they
the
going
loss of
to work
progression
mods
or the
into
loss
like
of your
a
character.
multiplayer
It's
game?
gonna be
Your
Creation Club.
character isn't
Creation Club.
tied to
Paid
one
cheats.
That's what
server.
it
As a
is.
matter of fact,
Paid
you'll
cheats.
never
Paid
even
cheats.
see a
Oh,
server
too
when
bad
you
Toll
play.
Biscuit's not here for this.
You'll be in a world with
He
dozens,
would've
not
just gone
hundreds
off.
and not thousands.
Now he would have just
of
complained
other
about
players.
FOB sliders.
For them a new
It's the
one.
apocalypse.
No, he
It's
would have
not
gone
an
off on the
amusement park,
multiplayer
okay?
and everything, because he was a big
And you'll be
Fallout
able to
fan.
join your friends
And FOB
whenever
sliders.
you want. And all of
I
your
like how the
progression
fucking chat
goes with you.
exploded as soon as he announced that it's all online.
Yeah, people on
$100.
people on Twitter are
When we
going
think
nuts
about
that they
games,
hate this
Yes.
idea.
Think about worlds.
But this is
You
good.
know what?
Choices
I
that
can't
make.
wait to stumble across someone with a fat man and just get
that you
blown
create
to hell.
and tell
Guys,
and
but
lose
this is
everything.
good. This is
Actually,
good
you know,
because
wait a
it's
second.
a
Something just
wide
occurred to
open
me.
world
If this
with
game,
very
if this
simple
game is
rules.
online,
We have a game
you're going to require a
more than any
PlayStation
game
Plus,
that we've
Xbox
ever
Gold,
done, where the
or
choices
and
are
constant
yours,
internet connection to play this
where
freaking
you'll
thing.
decide what happens.
I,
You'll
yeah, you need
decide
constant
heroes
connection,
and
but I don't know about the gold.
I can't wait to build a bunch of elements and have them be taken apart by a bunch of snot-nosed 12-year-olds calling me a nigger faggot. That's what I wanted from Fallout.
Yeah, that's
Man,
what we all
I can't wait
wanted.
to build a bunch of like dicks everywhere.
This whole conference is online harassment.
Oh jeez. Now what?
I can't wait for Fallout to be a better version of Minecraft. Well, sorry, a better looking version.
They didn't even bother changing the UI!
Oh my god!
No! Not this!
There he is.
These guys learned nothing! This is the exact same UI!
Oh shit.
You know, I would say
They did learn something. They learned that it makes money.
the weapons are well modeled.
And they named him P. Garvey. No surprise there.
Oh my god!
Not all Vault 76 dwellers will be
did like the way the weapons
find them and brave the new
Yeah, I just want to get invaded by players like Dark Souls whenever I play a game. That's all I want.
Your days will be filled with fun activity.
This is a German machine gun. I really like.
This is the Fallout of Dark Souls. This is Dark Souls of Fallout.
This is the Fallout. This is the Dark Souls of gaming.
Why the heck would I even play this? I already have Grand Theft Auto Online. It's much more fun than this is gonna be.
I mean, one or two other people that you can invite to your game, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it can be nice, but full multiplayer, no. Go away.
Fuck off, Bethesda!
Is it really an MMO or what? I'm confused.
Well,
It's a single player.
I'm not gonna say I'm disappointed. I'm gonna say that.
I expected
Actually, no.
nothing, and I'm still disappointed.
You know,
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I'll play it once and be like, okay, that was Fallout, sort of, and then never play it again. And hopefully it just disappears forever.
I mean, I'd probably pick it up when it's like 10 quid in CX or something.
Here's the thing. I'm pretty happy myself because this only means nobody's gonna fucking play it. Right. It's gonna fucking.
It literally looks like Fallout just died. Someone wrote.
It's fucking dead.
And here we go. Here's the settlement building.
It's dead. Please stop. Stop killing him. It's already dead.
Wait.
Stop. It's already dead.
That armor mod that allows you to.
Hopefully there's an offline single player mode.
I think there's gonna be. He said he can play it offline.
Well, let's hope so.
Yeah, but hopefully that doesn't mean just turning.
Wait a second. Did you guys see that just now? It actually takes credits away from you to build these things, as far as I saw.
Oh yeah, so you have to kill other players. You don't need actual resources.
Oh jeez, no.
You need resources to build things like usual, but all the special stuff takes special online.
And they're super.
Oh god, can you imagine what's gonna happen if they try and do the equivalent of Rockstar Shark cards with this game? That was. Shark cards are fine for Grand Theft Auto Online, because that's what kind of game that is. For this? No.
There's a fucking Skyrim dragon.
What is that thing?
Skyrim dragon.
Oh wait, no wait, that's the dragon model again.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Yeah.
Skyrim with guns.
Jesus fucking
Skyrim with guns.
Memories will shape the new American dream.
I mean, that could be an evolved bat. Yeah, it looks like it's an evolved bat. But...
I just really hope.
Oh jeez.
Nobody fucking plays it.
I noticed the applause is getting more muted the longer this goes on.
Yeah, we love dynamic game systems.
Again, I hope so nobody fucking plays it. Come on,
multiple nuclear missile sites on the map.
Come on, Tal, you can ruin this. You can ruin
I
this.
mean, I was gonna pre-order the game,
and then let
but...
all of you
fucking torrent it.
whatever you want.
Do you remember when Remember when Fallout New Vegas came out and we were so excited for that and it turned out to be really good?
Arc 76 Battle Royale.
Oh no! You're gonna be able to launch missiles at other people's bases.
Someone wrote, just fucking give us New Vegas 2 already, Bethesda.
Yeah, just do that, please. People want New Vegas. This is like Todd Howard going, wait, you thought Fallout New Vegas was better than 4? We'll give you fucking dragons in the next Fallout game. We'll give you fucking dragons, make it online only. We're gonna give you fucking dragons and online only and bring mutants back.
How does a fella like you acquire nuclear weapons?
You know, I'll be honest, Virginia looks almost like fucking Boston.
Oh no, more panorama.
There's no real unique look to Virginia.
Yeah,
What I'm saying.
I think, you know, if we're gonna go for like non-canon, like, well, quote-unquote non-canon Fallout games.
They haven't showed off VETs yet. Are they getting rid of VETs or something? Because I don't see how VETs would work.
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
No.
They haven't used VATS yet.
Where's the bad spot?
Where's the dialogue system?
Oh no.
What's the role
Special unique items.
Where's the fucking role play, huh? Where's the role play, Todd? Where's the role play?
Where's the Fallout?
And consider your target carefully.
Oh no.
Press X to play Respects and play New Vegas.
Unique items to each player's
And
session.
it lets you
so
lets you fire nuclear missiles on other parts of the map. What?
This isn't what Fallout's about. It isn't about using nuclear weapons.
25 years after the war, and you can still launch nukes at other people. Why the hell would you do that?
What the
You're not like, hey, nukes ruined everything.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, nukes ruined the whole world 25 years ago. Let's pull them out and use them again.
Yeah,
That was
exactly.
the Wilson Road!
Yeah, I know, I'm not defending
This is the whole point of Fallout.
It was about destruction, collective human paranoia and xenophobia can cause in the world.
I don't even think CT Phillips
and then literally allowing collectives of people to nuke.
I love you, CT Phillips.
Watch this be like a one-time occurrence per server or something like that. Something weird, something fucky like that.
Yeah, you have to. There's the key cards. You're gonna need like 5 of them, and they're gonna be unique to each session. You can only collect one, so you have to get like 4 of your friends or like kill 4 other people to get them.
That's a bad thing to say, dedicated servers, because the minute those go down, this game is useless.
Here's the thing, the Grey War wasn't caused
It better be scary, Todd. You just announced that one of the best single-player series in the world is suddenly going online.
I was gonna say that.
I mean, this is also simply
can't even work out the simplest bugs, and they're gonna be running servers.
I play Fallout games.
Well, here's the trade-off. Here's the trade-off. If this game is online like this, that means the community can't whip out mods and patches and fix all the bugs this time. Bethesda's gonna have to do it.
And that sometimes
I'm not gonna get any shit done.
Okay, so the Grey War was caused by xenophobia, was caused by lack of resources.
Anyway, we know together.
Yeah,
Everyone's already forgot about it. They're already laughing again.
Really special. And we also know that all of you love our special editions. And we have an awesome
snide bastard.
Advertising special editions in the middle of the friggin' stream.
a map of the world.
Look at those fucking tools clapping along like fucking seals. I hate them.
And it's great.
I would have been fine if it was co-op. Like, you have another player.
Todd looks like he just had a brain fart.
Oh, it's glow in the dark piece of paper.
The Fallout collectible that
You know,
really
why do you keep
I've always
showing
wanted,
up,
so we made them
the
for
same
everybody
power armor?
to
Like,
buy,
You know, this makes Fallout 4 look like a masterpiece.
It does.
Fallout 4 was an okay game, but a pretty crap Fallout game. That's my kind of conclusion to it. I can have fun with it.
Do you know why they keep showing this piece of armor? Because they try to appeal to the old school audience.
Yeah, it's not working.
That's what they try to do. They try to drag you in, and then they're like, "Now I'm making it multiplayer. That's what you wanted, right?"
Guys, you also have
They're showing pieces of plastic hill.
the irony of this is the fact is they had the whole Save Player 1 campaign, and now they're going multiplayer.
Yep. That is the real irony there. Actually, no, I wouldn't even call it irony. That's more of a that's a tactic. Save player one, and then all of a sudden announce one of the biggest games in the world. Let me see.
So this game is basically just Fallout Online, what Interplay were trying to do years ago.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fallout. It's Fallout.
Okay, looks like the release date was off. It's out in 5 months.
Thanks again.
14th November again. Why can't they?
No,
It's been 10 years since Fallout 3, our very first one. And it's been an incredible journey.
I'm just upset that we'll never get Mr. Capture video on this.
Why can't they ever release a new Fallout game on October 23rd? Is that too much to ask?
Which we announced and released.
Honestly, I will get the power armor.
3-year anniversary of Fallout Shelter, i.e. they're bringing it to the PS4.
Fallout Shelter
Now
is
to the
coming
Nintendo Switch, boy.
to the
Get the Soy
PlayStation
Boys
4.
ready.
I knew it.
And because that guy said
You
it,
didn't know.
it's also coming to the
Fallout
Nintendo
Shelter 2.
And the Switch too, of course.
You can play it with
That
the
Soy Boy
Joy-Cons
money.
or touch controllers.
It's a mobile game. Why does it go to the PS4?
At least us Xbox owners are spared that abomination.
As soon as he mentioned Fallout Shelter, somebody in the audience just fucking booed at him, just hissed at him.
Yet more people cheered because Fallout Shelter is the defining game of the decade.
One of the guys who was asking me how much I was looking forward to the Rust clone for Fallout on Twitter about a week ago, he just responded to me with 3 rolling on the floor laughing emojis. It's like I told him hell no in response, and now he's just laughing at me. It's like, I hope you're happy.
I need to see what my Facebook's like. I know a few friends who are very big Fallout fans, and
Incredible. It does kind of make you stop.
Actually, let's have a look at some of the more positive comments for Fallout 76, so 67, or whatever the fuck it's called.
When we looked at the iPhone 11 years ago, we had a few ideas for mobile games. Fallout Shelter was one of them, and we did have another one that was far, far more ambitious.
I mean, it's also been 20 years since Fallout 2, but, you know, we don't talk about Fallout 2, do we?
In the other franchise that you love from us.
Yeah, Fallout 2 is great, but it's probably my least favorite of the like good Fallout games.
Elder Scrolls Blades.
It's
What? The Elder Scrolls Blades? What the heck is this?
It's Elder Scrolls 6.
Huh.
The other
Like
franchise
Shelter, we wanted
is
an
going to be
experience
Arena.
that we were not finding anywhere else. Here it is.
Is this just going to be like
Blades
the Arena from Oblivion? The whole game.
Elder Scrolls game.
It's them trying to make a Soul Calibur ripoff.
First-person RPG with console.
Hey, at least the ES fans get the great new.
Oh no! Even Elder Scrolls is falling into this mobile trap. What?
Look how it's using the Skyrim assets. It doesn't even use unique assets. Look at that. It's the same fucking stuff from Skyrim. It's literally Skyrim 2.
Mobile.
Skyrim 2 on phone, boys.
Looks like a low-key Infinity Blade.
Skyrim 2 on phones.
Just like announce Elder Scrolls 6 already. Like,
stop it.
God, you can save yourself.
Harkening back to the first Elder Scrolls Arena,
God, stop.
this game features
Please.
both handcrafted and procedurally generated.
Let's see what beautiful things that the Fallout.
And it's not just melee. You have a range of abilities and spells you can use.
And I noticed they used the exact same UI as Elder Scrolls Online for this.
That's the same Skyrim model. That's literally just the Skyrim model with skeleton.
Yeah, exactly.
You can tell because it's yeah.
I just
That's
Yeah, that's the same sword, steel sword model from Skyrim.
I just did it.
Entire game can be
Just module Fallout 4. It's the same thing.
Oh no.
That one was incredibly important to us that you could play it.
You can literally nuke people as if mini nukes were a problem.
Yeah.
Need a free hand.
You got the God Howards, you know. PvP Fallout.
To hold your coffee.
Stop.
Degenerates.
Skyrim 2 cell phone
And it's
edition.
not just dungeons. It's incredible outdoor areas.
This is like
Yes,
the Despacito 2 of
It
fucking
really
games.
looks
I just wish that Fallout 76 was called Fallout Online and just be like,
They're
yeah,
probably
look,
gonna.
it's online.
How much you guys want to bet they're only going to announce this for something like the iPhone X or the absolute newest phone models? There's no way this thing would run even on my Asus phone, which is less than a year old. It would not run on this. No way.
You need something twice the price of a console, or 3 times the price of console to run this shitty mobile game.
Yeah.
Why not just make a game for the consoles?
And the arena.
What the fuck?
Stop, Todd. Stop.
Stop,
And the main mode, the town.
You do this not only to Fallout, but to Elder Scrolls 2.
Experience.
What is wrong with you guys? What is wrong with you? Nobody wants this.
No, nobody. Absolutely nobody wants this. Stop.
People just want Elder Scrolls 6. They don't want like mobile games. You know, even I wouldn't be. Oh, I would be happy with Elder Scrolls 6.
Just want Fallout with swords. Some people just want Skyrim with guns.
Yeah, with dragons.
It's got in fucking.
Oh fuck it! It's got a build mode.
Fucking.
It's got a settlement building mode.
Well, I'm just going back to Vegas. Thank you very much.
Stop with the settlement building bullshit! God damn it!
Calm down.
It turns out even like Fallout fans are like not too happy with it. He's fucking ripping into his own game. I can't. I need. Oh, wait, no. Why is it an MMO? What the fuck?
Virtual reality.
Oh no, she's somebody's quite happy for it.
All the way up to high-end VR on PCs. And what's really cool is all of those connect to each other.
I'm a fucking mobile game on my PC.
So one of my dreams is we'll go back to that portrait mode, or I like to call it meeting mode.
Oh, you don't bring it to PSV, do you?
It's VR as well. It's VR. Guys, VR is so cool.
You're playing a game.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Elder Scrolls Skyrim came at the wrong time because they could have called it Skyrim 5 R. No, Elder Scrolls 5 R.
Isn't that the Skyrim symbol?
Blades is coming this fall for free.
Yeah, it's just Skyrim symbol. This is literally Skyrim 2, right?
Yeah, it's coming for free, but it's going to cost you in the microtransaction part. Just you wait.
On both the Apple App Store
this is
and
Bethesda
the Google
we're
Play
talking
Store.
about.
Also, this week, go to playblades.com and
pre-order? What the fuck?
early access.
Pre-order a mobile game? I never thought I'd ever see something like this.
Pre-order a free mobile game.
I mean, they've
Why would
actually been
anybody
doing
do
that.
this?
Love to see you. Please come by.
Well, I don't know.
Because they're fucking idiots.
That woman in the crowd right now, she reflects exactly how I feel. It's like golf claps and yet piss look on her face.
Here, everybody watching
These
online,
games are for the
I think I'm slightly delayed, you guys.
that are all full of Funko Pops.
that we have coming out this
That's
year,
what these games. That's who these games are for. People who own Funko Pops.
Did anyone see Gears of Funko Pops?
Yeah, I saw that.
We have
Gears of Feminism too.
Montreal, Boston. There's a lot of them here tonight. I want them to hear your appreciation for their work.
That's an easy way to goad people into cheering, is to make them cheer for somebody instead of an actual product. And that guy in the crowd right now with that disappointed look in his face, that's what this whole thing is right here. That's what this whole presentation turned out to be. Disappointment.
He's the chick with the red hair.
Sort of.
Yeah, she totally doesn't play games, but she was like clapping along and being all happy.
Amazing.
She hasn't played a Fallout game. Oh no! Oh god! Yeah, I see it now. She's crying.
Something a little different too. And tell you what we have coming beyond this
phone
year
game free?
In the future.
They say it's free, but you can pre-order it. How does that work?
We have also been working on a brand new next generation.
Oh god! They're gonna announce.
We'll see what this thing is.
But this one is an
Skyrim 2.
epic franchise.
Morrowind HD collection.
Here we go,
Our
Starfield.
first wholly original franchise in 25 years.
Oh, next generation.
In 25 years, this is their first new IP. That really tells you something.
Look at that fucker with a mohawk in the background. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Our next adventure.
Yeah, I think my
Completely
stream
unrelated.
is ahead of yours, because I'm seeing things before you guys too.
I just saw someone say Seinfeld.
It's possible. This has got to be Star Wars. No
I
question.
hope when the camera goes back to the stage, people are literally like tearing Todd's throat out. That would be a nice twist.
So, is there like anything known about Starfield so far? Like, what is its basic premise?
It's Fallout in space.
As far as I can tell, anyway.
I believe it.
Well, here's the thing. Judge it by what Bethesda has made before, the Elder Scrolls and Fallout. What exactly were those games? They were both action RPGs, the way they designed them. This is going to be pretty much the same thing.
Same engine too, perhaps?
So it is an RPG then.
We're just gonna be Fallout in space.
It's Fallout in space. It's not
So
Skyrim with laser guns. Skyrim
More
with
muted
laser
applause.
guns.
That's good.
Is a game
Yeah, that's what we're getting.
years
Nice. Why even bother showing it?
Yep,
something we
Starfield.
feel uniquely
Yeah.
positioned
No Man's
to
Sky
pull
is
off,
back from the dead
and that
indeed.
we're incredibly excited about.
Holy shit, engine is just
We're also
exploding
building toward
about
the
this.
game after that,
Oh my god.
and it's the one you keep
If
asking
you're
about.
an HM right now, you're seeing people like lose their shit like everybody else. It's fucking crazy.
Elder Scrolls 6, here we go.
100 posts within a minute. Fucking insane, man.
Holy shit, is this Elder Scrolls?
Yeah.
It's
He
Fallout 5.
said it was the game that everybody kept asking about, so we'll see where it
Looks
goes.
like
Yeah,
Fire
but people have been
Rock.
asking for Fallout 5. Oh, yes it is.
Elder Scrolls Legends Online too.
People.
Elder Scrolls.
I'm like,
Is this gonna be
Elder Scrolls
Obsidian?
Blackguard HD.
Yep,
Looks
there it
like
is,
this.
Elder Scrolls
Or is this
6.
High Rock?
Wait, make your bets. What region is gonna be? What region?
It's gonna be like High Rock.
Okay. Honestly,
Hammerfell, High Rock, or not High Rock.
Yeah, it's gonna be like Hammerfell slash
Thank you all for your time tonight. The time
was
you
it?
spent in
Gonna be
our
hard
world.
rock.
yeah those
We'll see
half-elf
Come on.
humans are from.
Figures they bail out after revealing just a teaser trailer.
Yeah.
Goddamn behinds. Go
They-
back to hell, you bastard.
I didn't even think that they would show Elder Scrolls 6.
They put like those teasers at the end because they knew that people were gonna want to fucking murder Todd.
We only get him up here.
Here's what I
This was
think.
the saving grace.
I think it's gonna be a combined of High Rock and Hammerfell.
Thanks also
Yeah.
to all of our
Elder
Yeah, I
Scrolls
was thinking
6
that.
Return to Skyrim.
dedicated to giving our
Oh,
viewers
jeez.
Skyrim 2.
If you're a gamer,
Why isn't
on any
it called
platform of
Skyrim
any
2?
kind, we think we've got something.
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls 6, Skyrim 2, and let your boogaloo.
What you've seen tonight as we are, whether it's a new Fallout game, a new Elder
That
Scrolls
was
game from
disappointing.
Bethesda Game
That
Studios
made
that
me
you can
mad.
play on your phone for free.
You can't
Don't trust me.
ruin everything.
Really exciting. Remember, if you want to be one of the
You
first
can't
to
just ruin everything
join the
and
Fallout
then
76 beta,
pretend it didn't happen
Okay.
by showing 5 seconds of a space
all of
station.
you here with us tonight, thank you so much for joining. The party is going to continue afterwards.
Well,
Around
I'm-
the world.
like-
Thank you so much for joining us.
Like, okay,
looks
where
like
do you
a-
find that? Like, that's
like a-
gold.
Ooh, like a hobgoblin or something.
I'm saving
Glad
that.
to see that not everybody in the crowd is just slurping the Kool-Aid on this.
We should
Everyone who has colored hair and owns Funko Pops is excited.
Look at the
Everyone wearing like a print t-shirt and has a beard as well.
Oh, please pan over the Mohawk woman again. I want to see that.
Hey, look at the voice chat. Look at the voice chat. Look at that.
Oh, we're actually showing more.
Hey, Ranger.
Oh,
Ranger. Ah, but she's not there. Ranger.
Yeah?
Look at the voice chat.
Yeah?
Go over
I see.
right? That's the
Feel.
audience right there.
Oh, so it's literally going to be Fallout with in space.
it's gonna be Mass Effect.
Fallout.
Skyrim with space dragons. Come on.
Honestly, I would buy that it had space dragons and space wizards. You
can't
can go
wait.
around.
I can't wait for the settlement building in Elder Scrolls 6.
Why can't ESO die? Like, I wanted to go to Black Marsh in a single player game.
It looks like it's going to be High Rock and Hammerfell.
Oh no, they're gonna they're gonna do what they're doing with Fallout 76. They're gonna make Elder Scrolls 6 like entirely online.
That wouldn't surprise me. Not in the lead.
If Elder Scrolls Online looked and played like a single player,
it's still pretty mediocre from what I'm told.
And it's not even like in the lore. Like it's not connected to single player games, which sucks.
Well, here's
Here's
the major problem with it. Keep this in mind. Bethesda is very well aware that their games survive because of mods, things that other people work that other people do to keep their games alive. So, if they're willing to do this with Fallout, it wouldn't surprise me if they're willing to do this sort of thing with the Elder Scrolls either. And once that modding community goes away, then the interest in their games is going to start to die off faster and faster.
Yeah.
Oh man! So
hoping 76 has a complete offline mode and not just turn off the internet.
Might have to do it the same way that some people do it with GTA Online, which is disconnect your LAN cable and then plug it right back in a second later.
Yeah.
So was there a Doom related thing this conference or like what?
Yeah, there was Doom Eternal, but it was just a teaser. They didn't show a single bit of gameplay.
No.
What is it basically? Is it like DLC or like what?
It's probably a new game, but my reaction when I saw it was like, "Yay, more plagiarism of Sergeant Mark's brutal Doom mod. Thanks, you bastards."
Yep.
Well, they had the opportunity to like name it like Hell on Earth or something, like literally. If it's like a separate game,
or in Hell. So.
I guess, but hypothetical? I don't know.
Actually,
now just give me that free mount, okay? I'm just gonna log
Oh, here's something funny. On the I'm actually part of the Project Brutality Discord room, and right after people were seeing this, the guys in the chat were seeing this, and the first things out of their mouth. Hang on a second. Is one guy's like, actually Doom 4 took ideas from Project Brutality, like the triple barrel minigun and the homing triple rocket launcher, but oh well. So yeah, these guys are well aware that Bethesda ripped off Painkiller and Sergeant Mark with this. So that's one reason why I hate Doom 2016. That right there. They swiped someone's mod idea and monetized it for Doom 2016. And people still love them.
So, Warpinot on the forums just said, I have made up a new way to describe Fallout 76. It's like it's the Days of Destruction of the Fallout series.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
So, Agent, you know the map pack that Sergeant Mark made, right?
Yeah, the starter pack.
Yeah. Me and my brother, we are two of the beta testers for that. And if you look in the credits, our names are in there.
Oh, cool! I didn't know that. Awesome.
Yeah, I found so many.
I love that freaking map set so much. In fact, that's the map set that I've been using lately for Hearts of Demon Baron.
Nice.
Really nice. The really nice gameplay alteration mod. Playing as a Baron of Hell is a lot of fun, especially with all the powers he gets.
Yeah. Let me just hold on a second. Let me screenshot the credits thing real quick just to show everyone else.
All right.
Let's paint. Let's see here.
I knew that Bethesda was going to bring out something Elder Scrolls related at the end to try and regain all the goodwill. That was a tactical move right there because they got people so angry that probably people who were watching at home, they probably got them angry because of what they showed with the Fallout and the Elder Scrolls Blades. Like mobile stuff, online.
you can kind of like predict it because like they released Fallout Shelter along with like Fallout 4 at the same time, and like of course they're going to like release a mobile game alongside like a main title of theirs. So
okay, so Razorfish just tweeted. He's saying that this Elder Scrolls is gonna be like taking place in High Rock. So I was right, bitches. I was right.
Well, he says to these glaucomic eyeballs, it looks like we'll be returning to the world of Daggerfall.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that tower, what is it? That tower is one of the towers in the Elder Scrolls lore. Yeah, and I think the Thalmor have been trying to like destroy them or something.
Oh yeah, back.
Is it just me, or is there a lot less information on 76 than there was on 4?
Yeah, and I predicted this. I predicted that was going to happen because do you guys remember when the Fallout 4 trailers were coming out? People were tearing those things apart, and like myself among them, I rightly called out that the perk system was going to be a mess, and that the dialogue system was going to be a complete lobotomization. So I think they learned from that and started hiding all the details. So
that's a point.
So people have much less to look through.
They show no fucking role playing in Fallout. No role playing at all. Where's the role play? Where's the category?
Okay. The important question is, how many dog meats will there be in Fallout 76?
Quite a few of them.
Everyone will have one.
100.
Like an entire puppy farm.
A dog meat for you. A dog
Just
meat for you.
Just a horde of like puppies and shit that like replenish after they get shot to shit.
Yeah, it's just a puppy farm.
So what if someone nukes your multiplayer game? Does your single player game just be nuked as well? Like, are you fucked?
Well, let's hope it's not anything like Let It Die, that little online game that Swery made. The problem with that game is that even when you play it, the problem with Let It Die is that people can destroy your property, and you have to spend money out of your pocket to fix it, or credits out of your pocket to fix it.
I'm gonna say this though: if it's gonna be online, they're gonna have to cut a lot of corners when it comes to the world design.
Yeah.
A lot of corners. We're talking about like perhaps like.
Well, for one thing, if this game is online like it is, they're not gonna be able to allow mods with it. They can't.
Yeah.
Because a mod like that could easily slip in some code that makes you invincible to other players. They can't have that.
Yeah.
You know, and here's the thing too: is that I'm gonna bet all my chips on the fact that instead of having NPCs that you interact with, have conversations with, and get quests out of, it's gonna be like a quest giver kind of like thing, like an MMO, you know. Just
yeah.
Well, they did that with like NPCs and online, I think. However,
this is why details. I'm sorry. You can go ahead.
No, it's fine. I've never played Fallout Online, but to put it into perspective, my friend bought it and had to like sit through and install it on like Steam just to fucking play it or something. 20 minutes. He played like 20 minutes of fucking gameplay, and then he tried to refund it, and he got fucking scammed because the installer like registers you as like having to play it or whatever.
The install time actually counts towards your play time. So if it takes longer than 2 hours, you're boned.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to him.
You just tell them that it was the installer. But I mean, you guys don't have consumer rights like we do here.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
You can tell Bethesda's doing some like Jew shit with that, I guess. I don't know.
Bethesda is really making a lot of mistakes with this. They're focusing too much on online stuff. But then again, I guess I can't be surprised on reflection. It's like they're making games that are huge in scope. They got to recap that money somehow, and if it can't be done with mods, then it has to be done with monetization.
I mean, to be fair, it is a spin-off, so maybe they're just trying to take more risks than they would with a mainline game, but I don't know.
I doubt it.
That's kind of what they also did with Fallout Online, because like the story in both 76 and online takes place like way before like all the mainline shit happens. Like in the Elder Scrolls, it's like set 2,000 years, something like that, before the first Elder Scrolls game, and 76 is just like 20-something years after the war. So they can insert a lot of shit to it. So
here's the thing too. the thing about Bethesda and their IPs is that the Elder Scrolls is for RPGs and Fallout is for action adventure. Right? That's sort of the two categories that put both IPs into.
Well,
with Fallout 76, the one thing I'm confused about is like if it's 25 years and people are already out, does it take a long time for radiation to clear up?
It kind of does. Radiation actually has kind of a short half-life. Most of the area around Chernobyl is safe at this point, but there are still pockets where it's kind of dangerous. So, radiation doesn't last. Radiation doesn't last very long. Depending on certain factors, radiation can last anywhere from maybe 5 minutes to a couple of years. But the thing is, radiation is finite. Once the source starts to dry up, it just gets weaker and weaker, and then eventually it just goes away. But how long it takes depends on a lot of factors. So the stuff we see in Fallout 4, like the glowing sea and all that, that would not be possible. The glow from Fallout 1 is possible if the nukes had destroyed a reactor and the reactor was leaking, but actually having a place like the glowing sea, that is not possible.
Okay, yeah, that's what had me confused. I'm like, shouldn't they still just be in the waiting it out?
You'd think, but you gotta. The thing is, well, the caveat is you got to start building somewhere. You can't just live in the vault your entire life, as we saw with the Vault 101. Eventually, things break down.
Yeah.
You could also like take into the fact that West Virginia isn't that populated, like compared to like the other states around it. So like the only place that would probably get nuked was like the eastern panhandle bit of it near Maryland.
Yeah.
But they might just bullshit it and be like, "Oh yeah, dude, fucking like nukes. Yeah, they're still here."
Yeah.
Guys, look at this Cyberpunk 2077 trailer.
Well, at least Cyberpunk I'm looking forward to a little bit. I just don't want Warner Brothers name attached to it. That's all. But aside from what Bethesda showed, here's another disappointment from E3 that I noticed a couple days ago. Hitman 2. I like the game. Yeah, I loved Hitman 2016. Don't get me wrong. I still love it to this day. But guess who was publishing it back then? Square Enix. Guess who's publishing it now? Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers is the worst.
Yeah. They're going to have something in this that's going to make the game awful. They did it with Shadow of War. They did it with Mad Max. They're going to do it again with this. I know it.
Bruh, look at this dude. Look at that fucking tweet. Uncle Pops, dyed hair, bird, print shirt.
Let's see, which room did it go into?
Voice chat.
I'm just gonna watch Mr. Benica now. 3 hours, that should be fun.
Fucking speech impediment. I can't fucking talk.
I'm trying to find this thing somewhere.
Yeah, people are saying, oh, but Fallout 76 has a solo mode, but yeah, it's not an offline solo mode. It's not a separate thing, like GTA 5 and GTA Online are like separate things. They're separate. It doesn't look like that's happening with Fallout 76. It's going
to be It's going to be linked to each other regardless of what you do.
Yeah, I consider like
more online, but I don't think you can do that with 76.
That'd be a better system for like a Fallout Online game, since like the mainline titles are like single player themselves. So if they had it like separated into like an online mode, then that'd probably like be better. I don't know what I'm trying to say, dude. Something like that, like fucking GTA 5. That'd be good. Yeah, I'll go with that.
Well, Grand Theft Auto 5, I've actually been losing a lot of hours to that in the last few weeks, and there's a reason for it. I'll hang on a second. Let me. Actually, there's no way I can put it in one of these chats. But yeah, there's a reason. I've been playing GTA 5 online a lot. I keep getting a lot of griefers, but what I don't like about the system now is that it's very difficult to get into a mission on your own. And finding solo missions outside of races to get the RP and cash that I need to open up some of the later stuff, like the Doomsday heist, it's difficult.
Oh god! Someone on a Fallout fan group, everyone needs to name their Fallout 76 character some variation of Gary.
Just name yourself Todd Howard. Go online and get people to kill you.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Or Pete Hines.
Yep. Yeah. Just go around in a group and just get killed by everyone.
Actually, looking at Fallout 76 at this point, it looks like they borrowed a little bit more from DayZ than Rust. Like,
that's what I was gonna say. That it reminds me a lot of DayZ because of the survival aspect and the build your own base aspects. You know, it's very.
That's it's gonna have mods, but it's gonna be Creation Club.
Yeah, if they have mods. If they do mods at all, it's going to be through the Creation Club. There's no way they can do it separate from that if the game is online.
It's also going to be like purely cosmetic, like no new armor or shit, because like that'll like
immediately unbalance the
They're
game.
gonna have armor. They're gonna have like pay to win armor. You're gonna be able to buy like special power armor variants. You are.
You'd be maybe. The one thing that I think they're going to do is they're going to give you the ability to buy credits in order to build things. Because did you notice how the credits went down when something was built? There's got to be a separate system.
It was only a certain thing. There's going to be. I could see in the top right. They still had all the resources, but for some of the special things, it used those caps that you get when you kill other people.
I suppose.
And that's got to be like their special currency. So, you know how like the happiness boosting stuff, that'll probably be like caps.
Well.
I'm gonna replay Fallout 1 at some point and just think about the glory days of Fallout.
I'm just gonna go back to Daggerfall.
No VATS either. No VATS at all in the trailer.
I'm actually currently playing Fallout 1 for my first time. And I've really been enjoying it. Yeah.
A while, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, it took me a bit to figure out the instructions and stuff and figure out like how to do certain stuff, but yeah.
Dude, screw Daggerfall. I'm playing Battlespire.
So, like, literally, the game with a DLC about the horrors of launching of a nuke, and they actually make a game where you get to launch another nuke.
Oh god, someone on the Codex wrote, imagine playing a Bethesda game without mods, but with 13-year-old kids. That's Fallout 76.
That's true.
Yep.
It might as well be.
Yeah,
Fallout shouldn't be appropriate for kids. I want Fallout 2.
Why are kids even playing Fallout in the first place? It's an M-rated game.
So,
guys, it's not gonna be kids. It's gonna be 30-year-old men, right? Balding and chubby and filled with estrogen.
Yeah, but they're gonna scream in excitement like 13-year-olds.
They're gonna have like girl avatars too.
I've worked as a summer camp counselor, and one of the kids in my class, he was talking about how much he likes Fallout 4. Like, I was trying to explain to him why the plot is in Fallout 4 is very flawed, and he's just like, but I was watching this Let's Play when this guy was flying in power in Boston, and he phased through a building. I'm like,
fucking like, kids talk about this shit.
Yeah. Well, then again, we were all kids at one point, but the thing is, our generation was raised around the NES and the Sega Genesis. That was our generation. Those were games that were difficult. These new kids these days, they have games where if they want difficulty, they kind of have to role play it in their head. That's the stuff they got.
It's funny. I saved up for PS2. But I think my next console was a NES. I bought it, and that was fun. I got like Zelda 2 and everything. This woman came in with like a massive box of NES games. They were trying to cash them in, and the people gonna offer her like $10. And so I was like, hey, $20, give me all these games. And then they got really mad at me because I stole their deal. They gave me $10.
When you're talking about games, when you're talking games like that, you don't give just like $10 for all that. If you want to try and scam the customer, sure, but give them a little more. Those things are valuable still.
Well, the thing is, they used to sell them cheap, but now like I go to those places and they're selling like NES games for $30-40. It's ridiculous. But anyway, the reason why those games were so hard back then is because they didn't want you just renting all the games from Blockbuster or whatever and then finishing them in one night.
Here's the thing though, I'm a millennial of course, and the thing about me is that for the longest time I never really had a platform which I could play games in. I don't have like a shitty computer that could only run old games, and all my life, I've been playing the same, shit like Age of Empires 2 over and over and over again, no matter how hard.
Empires 2.
I developed this taste for just simple old games, no matter how janky they are. I can just put up with the mediocrity of a lot of games.
Yeah.
I can never really get used to the later, more polished games because it's like I'm out of my element,
Well, the
Does
problem.
anyone else? Sorry.
The problem with the newer games is that they've lost a lot of their sense of they've lost a lot of their soul and their sense of focus. Like look at Fallout 4 for example. That game is the barest example of a classic ARPG. The problem is the game is so heavily steeped in Skinner box traditions that after you play it for a while and that starts to click with you, if that's not the kind of game you like, it immediately turns you off. For me, here's the thing: for Fallout 4, for me, the very last time I played it, which was a week ago, and that was when I saw it back in Redbox. I picked it up, checked the Creation Club. Now, here's some positive news: there has only been about 5 mods submitted to the Creation Club for Fallout 4 that are actually from other developers, that are actually from mod makers. And the most extensive one is a donut themed thing. That's all there was. I haven't checked the one for Skyrim Special Edition yet. I could probably download that through Steam and look at it that way, but I really don't want to.
A lot of mod makers have boycotted Creation Club.
Yeah, and rightly so.
They see it as the end of the industry. But
here's the thing.
It's just terrible to use in general as well.
Well, it's not just a bad idea in principle. I'm hoping it makes the modding community realize that they are Bethesda's most prominent Q&A testers. If they stop supporting Bethesda so blindly as they have been for the last few years or last few decades, then Bethesda's going to be wafting up the river without a paddle. And that's where they need to be at this point. They need to get their heads back on their shoulders and start focusing on what made their games good to everybody, not just for the new bloods.
Okay, there's something that...
The thing is, like, Fallout 2 isn't fun for everybody. Like, Morrowind isn't fun for everybody. Bethesda used to own the market for, like, complicated and like, fun RPGs and stuff, but now they have to appeal to the idiots, like the 12-year-olds. That's why it's happening.
So,
no,
you go first. You go first.
Oh no! I posted a picture in the voice chat. It's a screenshot from the trailer.
I saw that. Super Mutant Enforcer, level 28.
I thought it said Super Italian Enforcer.
Ooh, level enemies! I'm excited.
All right. So from what I got from the discussion of Fallout 76 was that you're going to be severely handicapped if you play single player.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to have squads of 4 12s, like with fat men just blowing you up. I just want to
online play the game. Servers say, because they said single player servers, they did not say single player. Sorry,
Yeah,
the
it's not
exact wording
offline.
is solo servers. So that means that it's always online, so you have to always be connected to the internet.
The thing is,
Yeah.
the one thing that stops me from playing lots of Rockstar games is they're always online bullshit. They're always online RDM.
Wait.
Well, for
That
GTA
stops
5
me playing
single
all the
player is
games.
always online.
And it
If it has to
breaks
always
half
be
the time.
online, they can just scan your files and say, "Oh, well, you've got mods. No, you can't play, or you have to go through Creation Club, or you have to pay for our mods."
Yeah.
Why do I get the feeling? Sorry.
That's another major danger for stuff like a Creation Club, because it's an open door for these companies to access your computer when you don't want them to, and that's a huge invasion of privacy issue right there.
Why do I get the feeling that Fallout 76 was Pete Hines' brainchild?
And you might be right on that one. And keep in mind that the company who was actually making Fallout 76, before they were given that project, they were actually working on a multiplayer game of some sort. And yet, all of a sudden, Vault 76 turns out like this. Way too much of a coincidence.
It has all the stuff Pete Hines likes, because he hates RPGs.
Well,
I mean, he is made on clear.
And Pete Hines, he's not like, hey, our customers will listen to you. Pete Hines is like, fuck you.
Launch.
Say that again?
They're adding multiplayer to Prey over a year after it launched.
Yeah, and even the main game itself wasn't that good. I mean, I like System Shock 2, but I did not like Prey.
I prefer System Shock 1. I mean, it's just more adventure.
Prey felt like a Half-Life original with a System Shock skin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. This guy has it. He has it.
Well, let's see. So anyway, let's see. We've been going for an hour and a half at this point. So let's start wrapping this up before I stop the recording, and we'll stop for the night. I'm gonna post this thing on.
You're recording?
Yeah, I've been recording for the last hour and a half. That's why I told you guys I was trying to make sure that OBS was still working, and it is.
I'm just gonna say this to the camera.
Oh, I wasn't.
I'm not retarded. I just have a speech impediment.
No problem. But anyway, for the Bethesda conference, fast rating 0 to 10. I give it a 4.
Yeah.
I'd say 5.
I'd go lower. Come on,
I gave it a
they gave their mobile game more coverage than Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah, that was pretty pathetic.
Oh,
that
wait,
docked
actually,
3 points
that's
right
a good
there
point.
for me.
Actually, I'll put it a 3. That's a good point.
Okay.
Nah, for me, it's just brought top hilarity.
Like, I'll be honest, I even forgot that they mentioned Elder Scrolls 6 already.
Yeah, they didn't really show anything, honestly. It was just like a flyover and then title and then dead.
I mean, they was like, hey,
Flyover of like pre-rendered like cutscenes.
Hey, Fallout 3 vinyl's on sale.
Yeah, man. That looks nice.
Gotta buy that shit up, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, $28.
Good stuff.
It's only available. It's only available like 4,000 kilometers away from me. That's the only place it's available.
Nice. I see Bethesda's catering to their fans as always.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it their fans. Here's what I think is going on. Here's what I think is going on. They're not appealing to their fans, quote unquote, because the people who have been with them since the days of Daggerfall or the days of Morrowind, we enjoy single-player RPGs that have a little bit of challenge to it. What they're doing here is they're trying to chase trends, and that explains a lot of what they did here.
Oh yeah.
They're trying to appeal to people who aren't their fans.
Yeah, they're trying to get new people to see everything they've got, and then they'll entice them further with things that pull more money out of their pocket.
I felt more hype for the Microsoft Xbox conference than I felt for most of what was announced at Bethesda's.
Yeah, and being an Xbox owner myself, I was more interested in what Microsoft had on the floor.
Well,
the only thing that had me interested in Sony at all was the announcement of potentially a new Splinter Cell game, which, if Michael Ironside comes back, I'm going to be quite happy.
Can I just want to say something about So I started off with an Xbox One when the new gen of consoles came out, but I've since switched to PC, and there are a few exclusives this year that I kind of want to pick up. But the problem is I don't own a 1S. I just own a launch day one.
Here's the thing: the new Xbox games that are coming out will also be on Windows 10.
Yeah.
Oh.
Honestly,
why would I?
Well, here's the thing, though. I really don't want to touch Windows 10 with a 10-foot pole. I don't trust. I don't trust Microsoft that OS.
I'm using it right now.
Here's the thing.
I'm on my Mac right now, but I use Windows.
What I have is a pirated copy of Windows 7.
But yeah, so
that's illegal. Don't do that.
Windows 10 works like a charm.
Copy of Windows Millennium.
Oh man,
yeah, 8 was awful.
Yeah, that was a misstep, but 7's fine. I'm sticking with that, and I don't have to move it. I don't have to move it all.
No, I like 10. It runs smoother than 7.
Yeah.
Mine crashes on me a lot.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna take a. I'm just not gonna take a chance.
That's because you're a woman.
Like the thing is, like,
I get a crash once a month. I don't know what people complain about.
Agent, like the thing is, if you're gonna upgrade your OS, you might want to wipe the hard drive first. That's the thing to make it go smooth.
Well, that's the thing. If I was gonna upgrade this thing at all, I would just pull the hard drive out and put a new one in there. My system can easily handle that.
But just like perspective, because I'm technically like part of like the Generation Z or thing or whatever. Like I grew up on games such as like Command and Conquer, Craft 3, so like, and also EverQuest. So
speaking of Command and Conquer, did you see Command and Conquer?
Oh yeah, the Command and Conquer mobile. That was embarrassing.
Yeah, dude, that made me want to off myself. Like I saw that and I was just like,
yo, can we just nickname
games?
We have Bastard.
Can we have another crash? I want another ET extraterrestrial for the 2600.
I just want
this industry needs to die. Honestly,
I want to get a mutual agreement where everyone should just nickname this E3 the E3 that bastardized the Love series.
Yeah. Well, I just want another ET crash on
every E3.
Like freaking.
Well,
I love Tiberian Sun. Tiberian Sun is probably one of my favorite RTSs besides StarCraft 2. But yeah.
Yeah. I want to.
Not every E3, because like. Whatever.
But anyway, I think we've covered every bit about Bethesda that we could possibly get. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording and try and get this thing posted tomorrow. But
all right,
sure.
All right. So for those of you who joined us for this, I guess impromptu and all of a sudden No Mutants Allowed podcast, thank you. This is Agent BJ09, and we had Dami in that. We had Dami, K, Kremlin, Menzies, Milliam, Ranger Boost, Super Marauder, and the Best 5599. At least 2 other guys in here. I can't remember who they were, but we are going to be back probably at the end of the week.
Actually, it's Kremlin, not Kremlin.
Okay, I slurred that a little bit.
You're the first person that doesn't butcher my username.
I got a question, Mr. BJ.
Okay.
Does the BJ stand for Big Jew?
No. Let me go ahead and restate this. Actually, here's a funny story. Since you guys are in the chat, I may as well tell you. When Razorfist was doing his Doom live arcade a couple days ago, I sent him a question through live chat, and when Taryn Gell read my username off, Razor just burst out laughing when he read it off. But the origin of the username, specifically the BJ, is BJ Blazkowicz. That's where I got that from. Was BJ Blazkowicz, and there was a Wolfenstein game released in 2009. That's where the 09 part comes from. The Agent, that's what BJ was referred to, his military title, Agent BJ. Hence, and that's why I got the username.
Yeah, but BJ Blazkowicz stands for Big Jew Blazkowicz.
And no, I've never believed that. His name, well, here's the thing. Blazkowicz has been spelled out, but not the middle part. So, as far as I know, I just call him BJ.
Blowjob man.
Yeah, man.
But anyway, to pick off where I just was, thank you all again for joining us for this impromptu and sudden No Mutants Allowed stream, taking apart Bethesda and all their sweet little lies on the stream tonight. We are likely going to have another cast by the end of the week that covers E3 as a whole. Just got to have enough time to watch all those, and we might have a special guest or two along for the ride. So keep an eye open for that, and we'll see you all then.